Hello everyone, and thanks for checking out my build video of the 110 scale all-wheel drive Intech ersc-10 four-wheel drive short course truck. Um, I'm going to do probably a series of videos of the truck being built, and we'll see how the build goes. Um, I got a little bit of I'm a little familiar with the kit, but not too much. There's a couple little things that I've kind of found out or discovered that will just make kind of the build a little easier, and if I remember, I'll kind of highlight that in the video. This is going to be pretty much box stock. The only difference is that I've misplaced the oils that come with the kit, so I'll just be using Horizon Low C brand, but I would just use the stock kit stuff. I'm pretty sure it's good enough, more than good enough. Um, So anyways, let's get started. As you can see, here's the top of the box. And a little quick tip is inside the box. It's nice and white, vibrant, and it also has a good kind of side barrier, so it's gonna be less likely for you to lose misplaced drop screws. So I would take advantage of that. So let's get started. Gonna move this a little closer, and hopefully the video is going well. Thumbs up, yes, hopefully. And yeah, again, I'm gonna do my best to do a nice clean build for everyone. Anyways, I have did a little small start. What I've done is I got hold of the chassis and I just put a protective film on it, and unfortunately, I got a couple of hairs stuck in there. So that's the problem having dogs. Um, so there's a couple little hairs in there which kind of cause an air bubble. I put the chassis sticker there. The chassis plate that I've used is a Yeah Racing chassis protector, and it does a really good job of covering for most of the chassis. Of course, you will have to cut it out. Chassis protector is a little short; it comes up to about here. So what I've done is just took a little extra material from the chassis protector and just kind of put an extra couple pieces at the end. So other than that, let's get started. The first thing in the manual, if you choose to get the truck, will be starting on the diffs. Should kind of go through the very front, kind of as a caution notice, operation model, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna go through that. One thing that this does not say that you will need, I don't know why it needs that flywheel special wheel protector. You're gonna need, oh, it does say it, a Phillips. You will need a Phillips for 4 screws that hold the diff case together. I don't know why they really did that, but it's a coarse thread screw that's used. Um, Maybe it's a pretty coarse thread, so I don't know if there maybe is a hex version of that. But the nice thing about being such a coarse thread is it's very unlikely that you're going to separate the diff by pulling it. And I think they probably did that because they know that a lot of people, when they scale, usually have to open and separate the diff case, the outer casing that keeps the diff gears together. I'll show it later on, but that's constantly opened up because you begin access to your diff gears and stuff like that, and internal diff to change oils. So that takes back in and out a lot. Will probably make you strip out the threads in the diff case, and so by going to a coarse thread, it's less likely for that to happen. So other than um, opening the box and putting a chassis protector on the chassis. By the way, it's actually a very nice chassis. It's nicely milled out. Man, it's really simple, clean chassis. So we'll see how that goes. Overall, I'm pretty impressed. It feels it's nice and thick, but solid. By the way, the aluminum that they use, I believe, is 775, all anodized in black with some red accents. Anyways, getting to it, all I've done is I kind of opened up the first diff bag and just kind of started assembling it, not gotten too far with it. So I'm get the manual, start going on the build. So bag A, first part is the diffs. Now, one thing I noticed I actually didn't know, and I'm actually quite happy about it. It might be hard to see, but the diff gears, the ring gears and stuff like that, and also the pinion gear for the diff, it's actually a helical gear. It has a slight curve to each of the teeth, which is great because it's constant contact with the teeth. So it'd be a smoother power delivery and stuff like that. And I actually think it might, being only a slight curve, it have a little bit better wear properties than a heavy curved one. Should be fairly strong. Um, I've seen my weighing scale buggies, and they have about the same size tooth size on it. I'm only be running two cell. That's what we run down here, so it shouldn't be too much wear. It is a machined um, ring gear. It's not a casting, so you can kind of, it might be hard to see. You can see the machining in it. Um, Overall, very nice, very solid. So I'm happy about that. So what I've done before starting this video is all I've done is I put in the one spider gear, or the bevel gear inside of there. So there is a little O-ring that sits down there, um, a washer that kind of compresses that O-ring, the pin that goes inside the bevel gear and the bevel gear itself. I've done so on the other side. Actually, that's not really going to come off. So that's I'm not going to pull it off. You'll see it on the other diff. But the bearing outdrive's put in there as well. Actually, now thinking about it, I probably should have put some oil on that ring gear, on the oil on that seal. So I'm going to actually pull this off and do that, because I know it'll dry up and that won't be good. So yeah, sorry it's taking so long to get going in this build. Of course, I don't have the best tools. I ain't a pro driver after all. Just your average racer. Alright, there is that seal. So I'm going to actually tear these out, get a little bag to put these seals into. And of course, this little pin is never easy to get into any diff casing, but it wasn't too bad. So I'm disassembling my diff, just show you how I'm doing it. That's it. That's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm showing how it's done. Yeah, maybe not doing such a good job of selling myself on this. So let's use this little baggie for my putting some oil in there. So I'm just gonna grab some diff oil, put it in the bag. Yeah, so I just put a little bit of oil into a bag, drop my seals in there, and just get them covered so they don't dry out, they expand a little, and just keep it lubricated. Get some paper towels to wipe my hands with after. Got them. Alright. So I got a little bit of oil onto those O-rings. I'll drop them back into place. And that's actually a pretty nice bearing. It's going to be hard to see, but they actually have a nice chamfer on the ends of the bearings. I've actually never really seen any bearings that have that. Mind you, I'm a cheap person. I always buy cheap batteries, so or not batteries, bearings. So that kind of tells me it's a little bit better quality bearing.